Are you a dater or a courter? Like, do you prefer to date or to court a woman? Which one is better?
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
What's going on, y'all? In this video, I want us to discuss why dating does not work. Many times when I'm online dating or I meet a woman and I ask her what's her preferred, like what does she prefer? Is she more of a dater or is she a courter? And, you know, it averages out. Some say I want to be courted and some say I'm more of a dater. And dating implies that you keep your options open until, you know, you find the one that is the best match for you. So you think. But I'm going to break down why dating doesn't work. Because if you are stuck in this perpetual cycle of dating, it's like playing Ring Around the Rosie. It's like running around the tree. And you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result, and it's never going to happen. Let me break it down to you like this. Dating is a revolving door. And if you don't understand this, you will stay in the cycle. Now, if you are not a manipulative person, such as a narcissist, you know, somebody with a mental illness of any sort, then that's who I'm talking to today. Because narcissists low-key have this sixth sense, this ability, the drive, the energy to be pathological liars. Therefore, they master the craft of just remembering their lies most of the time. Everybody slips. No one's perfect. But that is their number one source of power, their ability to lie and be believable. If you are not a manipulative person, then I'm going to explain to you why dating will never work. Now, number one, you don't have the ability to live in a duality. A duality is an instant of opposing or contrast between two concepts of something. As technical as it sounds, let me break that down. You can't live in pretty much, you don't know how to live separate lives, two separate lives. You can't maintain two separate lives, two or more. You can't maintain multiple lives at the same time, okay? All right, so therefore, you don't have the capacity to maintain two healthy relationships, two or more healthy relationships. So if you are maintaining more than one relationship, they're not going to be healthy. They're going to become toxic. I'm going to explain to you how that happens right now. Number two, when dating multiple people, you got to retain facts on all parties without crossing those facts. So birth dates, likes and dislikes, names. I mean, we have all been there where a woman or your partner has called you someone else's name on accident. It's never done on purpose. That would be stupid. But you're like, who is that? If you call Jamie by Stephanie's name, Jamie's out of there. Even if she sticks around, she's going to mentally check out on you. Now, this doesn't apply if this is your girlfriend. Maybe you can make a mistake like that. You guys have a little bit more history. She won't be so quick to walk away. But call a girl by the wrong name. See how that works out for you. She's going to get upset. She's going to be like, okay. It's going to be duly noted. She's going to be like, yeah, you're talking to multiple guys. It's going to be a confirmation for her that you are trying to maintain, I said multiple guys, that you're trying to maintain multiple women. Okay? So number three, you seemingly introduce doubt and insecurities into your parties. By parties, I mean the involved partners, everybody that you're trying to entertain at the same time. How do you do this? By not being as available as you once were when you were initially trying to pursue them. Yep. 2, you go missing. There's periods of time where they can't reach you. But this is a behavior that they've observed about you, because please believe they are hyper focused on getting to know who you are, because they want to protect themselves. So they're paying attention to you. And when you can't answer your phone for 3 to 6 hours because you're on a date or because you're spending the night at someone's house, they're going to be like, okay, I see what kind of games he's playing. And then you got some lame excuse as to where you were. Okay. Another way that you seemingly introduce doubt and insecurity in them is you got to keep your phone upside down when you're around them. You got to keep your phone on silent when you're around them. You got to forward calls when you're in front of her. And you have to block other people. So now the other parties are like, you got me blocked. I got a video where I talked about she blocked me for no reason. Because women, they have to block you when they're around their boyfriend. Because if they're in the car and they're playing their MP3s and their phone is connected Bluetooth, and then your name pops up on the screen, and then Boo Thang sitting to the right of him, and he like, who is Jerome? She doesn't need him to catch wind of you at any point in time. So that short-term blocking trip, women know what you're doing, just like we do. Okay? And then having to maintain your lies. Now, this is the hardest part right here. Having to remember what you told people, unless you got a mental Rolodex or some kind of notebook and you jotting down notes in your phone, which is dangerous because if somebody goes through your phone, they get to see all the lies that you told anyway. But you have to psychologically have this ability to just maintain every lie that you ever told. Because then now your stories get all tripped up and you start forgetting what you said. And it's like, dang, what did I tell her? And then especially if you're the type of guy who smokes weed all the time and you drink all the time, or you do any kind of drugs to that, any kind of stimulant that fogs your memory, and then you get to talking to this person and she be like, I never told you that. I never said that. You got problems on your hand. Yep, I damn sure do got a example for you. I was dating a woman. She had one of those, I think it's called a UTI. You know, it was a birth control mechanism that they put inside their vagina. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not a guy. I don't use them. I'm not a girl. I don't use those. But when we would be in the act, I would feel it and it would hurt. Sometimes it scarred me. It hurt really bad. But I didn't want her to feel self-conscious about it, so I never brung it up. I never said nothing. I just kind of like tried to like shift and stuff like that. That's what I did. I know what I did. And one day, I go over there and she says, oh, I got that thing taken out because you said it was hurting, right? I said, I never said that. She said, yes, you did. You said you could feel it. I said, I never said that. Not one time. I never felt it. I felt it, but I know I didn't tell her because I know I didn't tell her for the reason I just explained to you. She couldn't maintain and remember who she told what. And she had this problem on multiple different occasions where she legit would tell me, remember I told you this? And I'm like, you never told me that. And I'm not no gaslighter. You know, so I'm not acting like you told me something that I don't remember and trying to like flip the script on you. Nah, she was legit she was forgetting who she told what. And we're all guilty of this, so I know you understand where I'm coming from. So that's definitely going to instill some insecurities in your partner. If this behavior is continued, number 5, if this behavior is continued down the road, you will inevitably end up with no options. Let me explain why. Because all of your options or the multiple people that you're dating, once they see your inconsistencies, they're going to go find other options. Even if they're still dealing with you, you have just been demoted as the main source. And you have been pushed to the sideline where now she's doing those things that you was doing to her, to you. She's leaving you on delivered. She's going missing on you. But see, women date slightly different from men. Women are more emotional. So once she finds somebody that stimulates her, it's all bad for you, bro. So this is a game that really don't work for men, because she's going to fall off on you quicker than you would, because you're going to still try to, because you're thinking about how many vaginas you have access to. You're going to slip up and you're going to try to maintain those things. With her, she's not worried about if she's not a hoe. She's not worried about how many penises she has access to. She's more so concerned with who gives her that emotional connection, who she's starting to catch feelings for. Now you need more options. So as you can see, this is a perpetual cycle, because now you had 5, you lost 4, you have 1. That's not multiple sources. So you start opening up your options again until you have 5. So you have to continue to stay in rotation. And even if you are dating women who are qualified to be a life partner, you are discouraging them from talking to you because you are playing games. Now, I know it's going to be a guy who thinks when he watches this video, well, I don't lie to chicks. I tell them straight up, yeah, I got other hoes. Broskies, if you tell a woman that you got other hoes and she still fucks with you, you are to her what she is to you, a fuck buddy. She's not going to, if she's in a healthy mind state, she's not going to willy-nilly develop feelings for you. She's going to reserve those feelings. She is still going to keep her options open in case she does find somebody else who she can have a emotional connection with. Commotional. That was deep. Facts. Now, all right, so what's the alternative then, Jerome? Mr. Know-It-All. Courting. Courting is a slightly different process because you spend a little bit more time in the vetting stage, which is just the talking phase, and you ask them the right questions, and then you might go on a little date of, you pick the location of where you want to go on a date, and then you get to know this person in person, and you do some more phone conversations over the phone, and then, you see if you're compatible or not. You see if the energy and the vibe is a good thing, and then you give that person a fair chance by giving them your undivided attention. And there is no guarantees, because you give this person your undivided attention and you're talking to them. Well, there are some perks to that. Number 1, you don't have to remember any lies. Number 2, you don't go missing. Number 3, you don't have to keep your phone on silent or upside down. There's no insecurity in the situation. So, just find a woman that you think is worthy and pursue her in a healthy courtship type of manner. An undivided attention type of manner. If I was to sum it up, what courting is giving somebody your full undivided attention and giving that, which gives that potential relationship a fair opportunity to see if it will work or not, in opposed to dating. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? You could tell this person it's not really working out, whatever the issue was. Okay, you guys agreed to go your separate ways. Nobody says he was a liar, he was a cheater, he was a hoe. And then by you having this healthy approach at dating, i.e. courting, if it doesn't work now, and then a few months later you run into that person or bump into that person reaches out to you and does a little status check or whatever. Some might call this hoovering. But if you guys are both healthy and then you guys come back around, you heard that song with Usher, and he said, good, we say good person, good place, wrong time. Something like that. Or right person, right place, wrong time. There we go. Yeah, I had to figure it out. I had to remember. That could be what you ended up with. You could ended up talking to somebody and it didn't work right then. Maybe where you were in that point in time in life wasn't ready, and then you bump into her again and she has no ill memories of you, and then you guys can pick up, and then sometimes that flame is relit. I've done that. I've talked to women before that it's been a 6-month gap, and then I bump into them and they still looking wonderful, and I talk to them and we end up talking again. But that's because I'm a courter. I court women. I'm not a dater. So I don't have any bad blood. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to actively pursue at least 90% of the exes I've had, they'd be willing to if they weren't involved with somebody else, because they know I'm not a game player. So that's all I have for you today. I only did this video because in my previous video I mentioned that I was going to break down why dating doesn't work, and here it is. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I hope you learned something. I hope this tapped into some of your mind. You know, you hear a lot of women nowadays that say, oh, I'm a dater. How else am I going to find the right person? You're never going to find the right person, baby. Because I'm telling you right now, if you leave me on red and you entertain some other guy, that's the quickest way to lose my attention. Because I'm like, all right, she ain't ready. She's playing games. And you could genuinely like me. But how am I supposed to know that? I don't have your attention. It seems like your interest is too low. Well, this has been another episode of The Superb Word, and I am Jerome. I hope you like the content. Please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, inbox me with any questions, and I'll be back with you shortly. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. All right.